This is an inflection point because there's a subtext here, an implication, and the implication is Bitcoin is digital property, Bitcoin is property rights, Bitcoin is ethical, Bitcoin is technically sound, Bitcoin is economically sound, Bitcoin is an instrument of economic empowerment, and the establishment now agrees with you, right? And we all knew it 4 years ago, but it would have been not clear the establishment knew it. The mainstream media in 2020 didn't even cover the industry. And so I think that this is a wake-up call this week to the mainstream and the establishment around the world that Bitcoin is here to stay, and Bitcoin is the future.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Michael Saylor unpacks the seismic shifts occurring in the Bitcoin world. Saylor explains why these developments matter, from unprecedented political endorsements to potential changes in U.S. financial policy. He outlines the 3 pillars necessary for institutional adoption and how they could propel Bitcoin to new heights.
So first we have an endorsement, an acknowledgement Bitcoin is property. And if it is property, you have property rights to it. The second thing is it's better property than that other property, and I recognize it. The third is we're going to create a national United States Bitcoin strategic reserve. That's a big deal. That's a big deal because, we go from Bitcoin being something that's toxic that you want to get rid of to something that is virtuous that we want to hold on to. So I think that that's a profound thing that just happened. I think that Donald Trump's acknowledgement that the Bitcoin community is full of intelligent, ethical, hardworking, creative, inspired individuals, the kind of which that made America great. He pretty much said that the people that created this great country would have been Bitcoiners. He said the founding fathers are Bitcoiners. He said everybody that came to America is a Bitcoiner. And what he's acknowledging is whereas once the United States was the new world and it was risky and dangerous to come here for a better life and property, now Bitcoin is the new world and it's risky and dangerous and people have suffered, like Ross Ulbricht, to come here for this property. And he recognizes that, he honors that, and he's willing to actually stand up and tell the entire world that will be an observation that ripples everywhere in the world, throughout the establishment and throughout other governments. And there's going to be a bunch of German politicians looking at that, saying, well, if the U.S. is not going to sell its Bitcoin, we must have been pretty stupid to sell our Bitcoin. And I think that's big move forward.
Several of Bitcoin's popular trading metrics are flashing positive, which may force traders to act quickly and cover their positions if macroeconomic events align, according to a crypto analyst. Technical indicators are improving, and with some traders holding short positions, there's potential for a short squeeze, 10x Research head of research Marcus Thielen said in an August 21 report. One of the key metrics that caught Thielen's eye as a sign of improvement is Bitcoin's Relative Strength Index, RSI, bottoming out, which measures the speed and change of its price movements to identify overbought or oversold conditions. Bitcoin's RSI score is currently 61.13 out of a total possible score of 100 and is down 8% since July 21, according to Bitbo data. Thielen told Cointelegraph that the increase in Bitcoin open interest, OI, the total number of Bitcoin futures contracts that have yet to be settled or expire. While the market went down on August 5 indicates more short positioning, which is also indicated by the negative funding rate. Y is up 13.62% since August 6, the day after Bitcoin fell to $49,842, its first drop below $50,000 since February, per CoinGlass data. More future traders are appearing more optimistic of a Bitcoin price upswing from its current price of $59,391. The put-to-call volume ratio, measuring the demand for sell versus buy options, stands at 66.33% calls and 33.67% puts, resulting in a put-to-call ratio of 0.51. A massive Bitcoin short squeeze will be inevitable, pseudonymous crypto trader Mr. Crypto said on X. Thielen explained he doesn't think the market is massively short, but short traders may be forced to cover on the back of better election odds for Donald Trump ahead of the United States presidential election in November. He believes the market is at a tipping point, highly anticipating the United States Federal Reserve's decision on whether to cut interest rates. Such a message could trigger a rally in the stock market, with Bitcoin likely following suit, he declared.
I think that there's the big three. There's three policies that accelerate us to institutional adoption. That three things that take Bitcoin up by 100x from where it is today. The first thing is to legitimize and accept and endorse it as an institutional grade asset. So fair regulation of the asset itself in the securities industry. And in January, we got the first installment of that with the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF, but it was an incomplete regulation because the SEC still denies in-kind creation of ETF shares, and the SEC still denies the ability to trade options on top of spot Bitcoin ETF shares. And the acceptance was given grudgingly, it was basically, I did it because I had to do it, but I didn't like it, okay? So what's the significance of that? The negative opinion expressed when the approval came, that sits as a shadow over a lot of mainstream investors. We need to flip from a negative opinion to at least a neutral opinion. Like, why is it that a federal regulator isn't expressing an opinion that this asset is good or bad versus that asset? So I think that's got to change still. I think that the lack of in-kind creates and redemption means that it's a taxable event if I want to contribute Bitcoin or withdraw Bitcoin from an ETF. So if you were to invest in an ETF and it 10x'd and then you wanted to take your Bitcoin in self-custody, you're getting charged 30% of the Bitcoin. If you wanted to move the Bitcoin from an ETF to a bank or to another custodian, you're getting charged as if you sold it, even though you didn't sell it. So right now, there's a tax inefficiency, and that's hostile. Whenever you tax someone to vibrate remember when I talked about vibration and frequency? When you tax on the trade or on the transformation, you're hostile. You're oppressing the transaction. It's like you're damping the wave. So I think allowing in-kind creates and redemptions will be a big advance forward. When you allow people to trade options on them, you will eliminate or lessen the volatility and increase the ability to generate yield. And those two things are what you would expect in the maturation of the asset class as a security. So that's the first plank. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10 with regard to institutionalizing the asset, we're at a 6 there.
Bitcoin may have reached a local bottom during the global market rout on August 5, when its price dipped to a 6-month low of approximately $49,500. This potential bottom aligns with historical patterns observed in previous U.S. election years, where Bitcoin has consistently found its local low in the third quarter, typically around July or August. Technical analyst Superbro highlighted that Bitcoin's third-quarter bottoms in 2012, 2016, and 2020 followed strong upward momentum, often leading to price rallies to new record highs after the U.S. presidential elections. Given this historical precedent, there is growing anticipation that Bitcoin may resume its uptrend as it approaches the November 2024 election, which features a high-stakes contest between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Superbro bolstered his bullish outlook for Bitcoin by referencing the left-translated cycle theory. This theory posits that Bitcoin's bullish cycles are beginning earlier and potentially reaching their peaks sooner than in previous cycles. Key evidence supporting this theory is that Bitcoin's most recent peak occurred a month before its fourth halving in April 2024. This is unusual compared to past cycles, where the peak typically followed the halving event. If the left-translated cycle holds, Bitcoin could begin its ascent before traditional market participants expect, probably hitting a new record high ahead of the election. This could catch off guard the mid-curve, or those who are slower to adapt to changing market dynamics. As a result, these investors might be sidelined if they wait too long, missing out on the rally's initial stages. Fundamentally, Trump's positive stance on Bitcoin and potential regulatory changes under different administrations could fuel speculative buying, leading to accelerated price increases. According to the crypto betting service Polymarket, Trump's winning odds have improved. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.